All right, you're asking for it, so here it is.
Epicast.
Listen to this.
I want you folks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, all that.
All right. Welcome to the 222nd episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. Yes, this is our Clyde, the Glide Drexler episode, because he's one of those greats that people don't give. They don't give him the credit he deserved, man. He took Jordan to the brink in the finals, and he was just the first basketball card I had. And the motherfucker could dunk, but it was old school dunks. Like, it was like he would dunk, but his hand would be extended straight up. Good player, good all-around player, you know what I mean? 20-plus points, 5-plus rebounds, 5-plus assists, maybe 6 and 6, maybe 7 and 7 some seasons. All-around player. I think we're an all-around podcast. We got you on entertainment. We got you on information. We got you on live events because we had that
in the deuce.
Shout out to PK Delay for the deuce. I'm half of your hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with my co-host, Dave Brace. You say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? 15222. Yeah, man, the city. What's good with y'all, man? We are the Drinking Partners. If you're looking for us, you can find us at epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn.
This nigga awake?
I'm barely. and Spotify. On the Drinking Partners, you can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. Yo, man, 222 episodes we've been asking you, and we will continue to ask you, man. Please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review. That's how we know what we're doing well. That's how we continue to do well, and that's how we let others know that we're doing well. So please hop on iTunes, rate and review.
Listen, 222 episodes in. We've said it 221 times. We'll say it a 222nd time. In lieu of rates and reviews, we do accept shots of Hennessy, all right? So shout out to James Logbo and the Conways for starting the trend. Shout out to everybody who's kept the trend going. Shout out to the people who take my advice and tell the internet and tell the world about how they feel about the podcast. We need feedback. We need to know what the people want. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to know what you liked about the episode, what you disliked, what episode you particularly liked more. Damn, that's a hard episode, 2 words.
Yeah, I was impressed.
That motherfucker didn't, but it didn't flow like, naturally at all. I got to part 10 and that shit started getting, I started
go Apollo. I was rooting and just
particularly. Whoever made that word, fuck you. Why would you make that word? I wasn't particularly pleased with your chill. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, tell the internet, tell the world, tell everybody about us, man. We appreciate that. And there's always times to catch us. If you want to bring us a shot at Hennessy, the next time to catch us will be July 31st at August 31st at Comstra Theater. We got Tim Ross recording his Swing for the Fences, album recording. Me and Dave, we're going to be on doing our thing with the comedy. It's going to be a great time, man.
Yeah. Union Brothers is coming through. And they're brewing a beer with Tim Ross, a collaboration brew that they're going to drop at the motherfucking show, man. So come see Tim Ross, one of the best in the game, man. Record his album, drop a beer, and it's BYOB. Come on.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is BYOB and free craft samples. That's and ampersand in addition to. All right, so you can bring your own. We'll bring some of our own. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good time. If you've been to, because Union Brothers has sponsored several shows, they always bring a litany of brews. This one you're getting an exclusive for this. Like, we trying to level up a little bit.
Bringing a little bit of that creativity to the game. Yeah. And we appreciate all y'all that came out to Fresh Fest. Once again, one of the most endearing moments I've ever had in my life, with just humanity. It was just so many nuances of black, man. Like, it was dope. I mean, we appreciate everybody that's showed us any kind of support, any kind of love around the weekend. I mean, like, just wow. Like, it was one for the books. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, shit, that's just a perfect transition into our guest. Now, for the listeners who've been with us for 200 plus episodes, episode 202, it gets crazy. All right. Yeah. So I don't know what this has in store, but I know when I think of crazy, I think about the atmosphere that was told to me about the inside of Fresh Fest. And I didn't even get the fucking
video.
I didn't even get the fucking experience.
That video. I was like,
hosted and shit.
What the fuck is that?
It was definitely a timeless moment.
Yo, Dr. J.
And we're very much, pleased to have these two gentlemen in the studio today for episode 222, talking about the second iteration of Fresh Fest. You got PK DeLay on as a collaborator. It's by osmosis. Everything is gonna be lit. So we got the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who made it happen on the inside, Arie Cole, and we have Randall Coleman of Red Vision in the building. Say what up to the people.
What's good?
What's Gucci?
What's good? Oh, yeah. Okay. He come with a little bit of swag with it. Come up here with the little fresher shirt, muscles and shit, man.
He got a workout before he got he came through with the little last minute pump. Like I heard they got a camera, man. This motherfucker
high definition pictures.
Yeah. Yo, you had the motherfucker jumping, man.
Yeah, the people moving, man.
It was wild, because Dr. J, Nicole Beckham, she dropped a video. She said this is a minute at Fresh Fest, and outside was you had Nappy Roots on the outside, and then 30 seconds of that, and then on the inside you just had the whole fucking the lobby just wild as shit on the inside. She was this is happening at the same time. I was like, holy fuck. And then you drop these these photos, and Arie was like, holy shit. It captures all this, and it's just I don't know, man. It's just it encapsulated the whole several levels of dope. From different areas, all
different
angles,
by African Americans.
Yeah.
That's
already know.
That's the beauty of it. So I guess tell the people about Red Vision. Just what it is, what you all do, and how it came to be.
Yes, I started it years ago when I was graduating from grad school at Duquesne University, and the whole purpose is to create, serve, and influence. And so I put that everywhere on the website and on the IG page and everything. And so I use it as a vehicle to create what I want to create, and I use it as a vehicle to serve. And I serve through having a Weekender series, the Dr. Colt series, where I go to events like what y'all threw. It was a great time, and I document it, and then I show love by helping out and giving those photos to whoever threw the event, because not everyone can afford a photographer or a videographer on a frequent basis or maybe even ever, at least on a certain level. And so I try to do my part to serve the community that way. And then in terms of influence, that's out of my hands at that point. Hopefully what these photos or the videos do is influence you to want to, come out, enjoy yourself, have fun, and contribute to the culture as much as possible. Yeah.
Now, are you a photographer by nature, or was it a hobby? How did you?
A little bit of both. I mean, I started because of my big bro, actually.
Yeah.
And when I was in high school, I was a senior. My brother came home with a camera, old school camera, and he was taking photos of our cats.
T2i. I had a Canon T2i.
Yeah, and he was running around, and he came to me and said, "Randall, when you go to college next year, take photography, because I know you're gonna like it." And I always listen to big bro. I'm a big believer in, if you're a younger brother and you have someone older than you, especially a big bro, listen to him no matter what. And so I did. And when I went there freshman year, I took photography class, fell in love with the class. I was actually a math major. After 3 weeks of being a math major, I dropped my only math class. So I'm like, I guess I'm not a math major no more.
You was just in college.
I was like, man, I guess I'm not a math major. And then
he's an elective major.
For real.
You had one math class in your major.
And I dropped the only one. And so I was driving around with my mother, and I was talking to her about, school, and I was telling her only about my photography class and how much I loved it. And she just pulled the car over and said, Randall, we're going to find a major that has to do with that. My dad comes over, and my dad's real professional with stuff. So we had a meeting, at one of the restaurants around the area, and he pulls out this big old portfolio with all these majors I could choose from and breaks it down for me and how it can go. And I chose broadcast journalism, digital media, and as a major and minor, and that's how I got started into it. And then from there, I just fell deeply in love with not only photography and videography, but school overall. And I just became a completely different person, completely different student. And it just all went from there. So, big bro definitely set me up for that.
But the family, the family, that foundation is there, man. And it's great to hear that story, because just to say that and have your mom like in that moment be like, all right, well then we need to figure this out.
For sure.
Like if you're interested in something, then we need to figure this out. There's not a, okay, yeah, well, you can do that, but just finish this, make sure you have, a job. Like, nah, follow your passion.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this work. And then the follow up with the actual research. So it's not just a pipe dream. It's like, all right, here's what can make it tangible. Like this is attainable here.
Well, it's funny you say that because our mother, she went to school for student affairs at IUP. She has her master's in that.
Okay,
so
she's all
that's
into
what she does for a living. So when I was in school, like I said, I dropped my class. She made it clear, like, hey, Randall, most students change their major 2 to 3 times. So if you want to take time to figure it out, it's okay. So I didn't feel that pressure.
There's no panic.
At 18, 19 years old to know what I'm going to do when I'm 50. I just need to figure out what I want to do right now. And if I don't know, I'm gonna just keep doing things until I find what I like. And so it was definitely a blessing to have someone like her in my life to give me that guidance,
So y'all blood brothers, and so now you go straight. Did you go straight to DJing, Arie, or did you? How did the DJing thing come about?
No, I graduated with my master's in 2013.
Okay,
and I was working coffee shops, and then I got a job at a bank, and I was like applying for graphic design positions, and it just wasn't working out. I was also doing freelance design, and if you've ever done freelance design for like small companies or like startups, they want to pay you like $20 for a logo that they plan to use for the rest of their career. And so the money wasn't coming in that way. And I had gone to a couple parties where like the DJ stunk. And I was like, well, I'd always loved music. So I was like, well, I mean, I could try it. And if I stink, these people are so drunk, they're not being mean about it. They're just not going to come back.
That's an open mic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. Is there a DJ open mic? Have I gone to a party that was a DJ open mic?
You might have.
Do I get my $5?
Yeah, as long as you're not annoying as fuck, they're gonna be like, all right, whatever.
They'll just leave the party. Like I've never seen a DJ get booed. Is my point. And so,
yo, did you see that video on Twitter today? That actually,
I reposted.
Yeah, that's what you did. Yeah.
So there's a DJ playing R. Kelly, and this guy is and this guy is recording himself booing the DJ.
Yeah, no, you gotta boo that.
Exactly.
You got to boo that man. Yeah,
boo that man.
So like I just knew, and I decided to like practice. I did like a year worth of research and YouTube tutorials and stuff. And when I finally got to my first gig, I still stunk. It didn't matter. So, yeah.
So when you say you stunk, though, like with DJing now, I mean, what's the technical aspect that you're researching? Because for me as a consumer, I'm looking for the guy that's got the feel.
Yeah.
That can have, you know what I mean? Like to me, it's a feel. Like when do you transition in and out of songs? What songs do you blend? I don't know if there's any technical training for that. I think you just gotta kind of have it.
Yeah.
What I do hate is when a motherfucker cut the song too early. Like I was just about to get into it, and now he want to move on. It's like, bro, let it rock.
I know.
What I mean? Let us get into it. So what are you researching when you're doing this year of research?
So I guess it's broken into 2 parts. The first part of my research was technique, and so there's like beat matching as a technique. There's cutting. There's scratching. There's things like that. That when you have the technique down, if you come with the emotional part, which is what you're looking for, that's what makes it sound right. That combination makes it sound right. But
you're keeping an emotion going.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, like it's a roller coaster, and like keeping this like without disjointment. And
because like
that's a
exactly.
Yeah,
like
disjointment is to pull that motherfucker out. That might be the first time we said that on this podcast.
I don't even know if it's a word, but
I believe so. These two, they got all the degrees. 7 degrees on that couch.
But yeah, no, that's tough, man.
Yeah, like I mean,
because everybody fuck up the ox. Yeah, I mean, everybody's trying. Yeah, I mean, everybody like fumble the ox. They're like, all right, man, get the. Yeah, I mean, you get that first couple few, and then you're like, all right.
Yeah, and that's the other. Just like being able to read a crowd. That's that's something you can learn, but it's hard to teach. Being able to look up from your laptop and see how people are vibing. Yeah. And I guess for me, the easiest part of doing, or the way that makes it easy is to DJ for situations. And so I want to be able to DJ and give someone the confidence to go talk to that girl or that guy that they like. And so there's certain songs that give you, there's certain songs and you're like, oh, yo, this is I gotta go.
So you're the drug.
I'm the maestro.
You the drug.
Okay. I mean, like little drunk muscles. You know what I mean? Like, but like DJ muscles. Like,
like if it's not, if the vibe isn't right, then you just chilling in the back. You're not
everybody on the wall.
Yeah.
I remember that first fucking party I threw in college. Like, I had this apartment off campus because I registered late, and they was like, we ain't got no more dorms, so you just got to find a spot. And like, I was one of the only like freshmen on like off campus or whatever. Me and my boy Fawns, and the first fucking party I threw had fucking like blue jean stains on the whole fucking like side of the wall because that's all motherfuckers like a ring of blue.
That's a trophy.
I was like, what?
That next morning when you see all first of all, they wore their new jeans to my party. They wore them shits bled on my wall.
Raw denim.
They did bleed, but it was a terrible DJ moment. The motherfucker should have been. You keep the walls white. You know what I mean?
Like your Air Forces,
or yellow, whatever. It was a college room.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just how I kind of approach DJing, and when you do that, man, people really receive it and they keep dancing, and you just keep that energy up. It's a wild feeling.
But how do you get like better, I guess? Like I mean, how do you progress in that?
You have to be okay with like stinking sometimes. And so like there's a Dave Chappelle interview where he talks about the first time he flopped and how after that he wasn't afraid to flop anymore. Like, you gotta flop like one time. If every gig you do from the first one to like the 10th one is good, like the first time you flop, it's gonna be a heartbreaker.
And there's no growth.
Yeah.
You're content with whatever it is you're doing. So what is bombing as a DJ?
So it would be your transitions aren't right. So we've all heard it before. We may not be able to identify it, but we all heard it where like the two beats are competing. So like if you have bass that's very constant, and then another one just comes in like and it's just like very chaotic.
Yeah.
That's a bad DJ. And so you got to go back to your room and like practice beat matching and things like that. And so you know it and you feel it, because there's always that one guy that just like, he was dancing, he just stops and looks at you real quick.
Like, did you just fumble?
Oh my gosh. Getting that look is like you just want to apologize, like, yo, my fault.
I feel like I've been that nigga. I mean, like,
oh yeah. If looking at this table, like, you definitely the nigga.
What you doing, bro?
They be
like,
I was around parties.
We was in there. Yeah, I mean, like, now it's like, that's dope.
I just use it as a joke. Like, I'm hollering at Shorty already. I'm like, this nigga fucking up, man.
See, I don't want to be that joke.
Trying to leave?
DJ can't get right.
No, I want to be the guy. Yo, I know the DJ. You know,
yeah,
cool. I want to be that DJ.
You are that motherfucker. I've been telling motherfuckers I know you. Like, yo, no, it's not. Cause, I mean, it was that wild as hell. Educate us on the whole photography side. I mean, like the challenges that like you face on a day to day, and like, the market that you're in currently, because it is a digital like market and everybody has a voice. You know what I mean? So how do you separate yourself like from the crowd?
It is a tricky thing because everyone has a camera if you have a cell phone for the most part, right? And so the question is, like you said, how do you separate oneself? For me personally, I think it's important to find out who you are and how you want to capture moments, because everyone can capture the same moment, but everyone's not going to do it the same way. What angle are you going to go with? At what point are you actually going to take the photo? What's the lighting look like? Are you going to bring things externally to help you out? So that's the technical side. But like y'all said before, my brother, what's that feeling? And for me personally, I practice mindfulness. And so that helps me when being present, that helps me recognize when someone else is present. Okay. And in the moment. So when I'm there myself, I'm recognizing someone else, and that's when I'm capturing it over and over and over again. So that's one aspect of it. And then the other aspect is the fact that when I'm taking photos and I'm doing my thing, I blank out. Like I'm gone. And I've even had people come to me and say, Randall, I saw you at this event. You were taking photos. Like you were so focused and this, that, and the third. And it's because I'm like not even there anymore. What's happening is for me, I'm listening to God and he's speaking through me and he's saying, hey, or he or she, whatever. But he's saying, but real talk, it's like, yo, stand over here. Wait. Yo, move over here. Wait. All right, move now. Oh, wait. Go back. Now. And I'm just doing that over and over and over again. And that started developing when I was young because, grew up in the church. Our father's a reverend, had us in church every single Sunday. And so, with that being said, after a certain age, we weren't allowed to play video games in church anymore. Remember that?
Oh, man.
We used to play the Game Boy all service. And my mom one day was like, yeah, y'all getting too old. We going to take that away. You need to listen. And so for me personally, I was like, I got to find a way to like get through the service and stuff. So I would start daydreaming. And by daydreaming over and over and over again, I was just like connecting on another way. Yeah. And so that's what I tap into whenever it comes to taking photos. And for me personally, I don't find too many other photographers with that approach. It's usually a technical approach or an artistic approach, but it's usually not a spiritual approach with it. And so that's where I come from in terms of capturing those moments.
So in capturing candids, like, can you create a signature style of sorts with that? Or is it like, from my lens, it's like either this motherfucker takes good photos, or he doesn't.
Yeah,
like is there a
signature?
Is there a way to point out a Randall photo over another person's photo?
I would like to think so because for me personally, I like to pride myself on capturing those moments that you probably won't see anyone else capturing. Like I enjoy, especially at a party, I enjoy taking individual shots from far away because it shows my ability to like snipe and shoot through people. So like say we're all in a party right now, everybody's dancing and they're doing their thing and you're like 5 feet away from me and I'm trying to take a photo of you. It's like equivalent to playing basketball. You got 5, 6, 8 dudes in your face trying to block your shot and you still hit it. You feel me? So that's what
you slow down time.
Exactly.
You Spider-Man, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like is that what you
that was a great movie, bro.
Nah, he a private investigator. True. We see how he make his money. Shorty's hitting him up like, I need you to. He on the top of the roof. We got him. He's at Walmart.
but yeah. So like those photos that you'll see, it's like, yo, how in the world did that moment get captured?
Like, so do motherfuckers be surprised? Like, yo, how did you even see me in that?
A lot.
I
know. I'd be surprised.
People are usually surprised because they're thinking, I didn't even see you take that photo. When were you there? Like that's usually what I get, especially when I'm shooting events, like corporate events or something like that, or nonprofits.
I saw you once.
Yeah. It's like, when were you there?
Yeah, and this is the next time that I've seen you. Like,
I saw you once, and then I saw your work.
Yeah, I saw your work.
He was around.
We interacted, but I was like, you was there. Like,
yeah. I try to keep it that way. I try to make sure I'm invisible and let people do their thing, but also capture it. And there's techniques in doing that as well. But that's what I like to do. I enjoy
parkour. Do you gotta like, incognito? Yeah. True.
Something like that.
If I ever see him doing parkour, it's time to reconsider being a big brother.
Nah, you gotta evaluate your status as a big bro. Like, what was I doing?
Like, how did you?
Can I still win? Like,
how did he beat me to it? Like, shit.
Yeah, but that's like something I really enjoy. That's part of photography that I love, and that's why I love shooting events, man. Because like going through that process brings me so much presence, and it's as if time's not even existing anymore. And I'm having fun, and y'all are having fun, and we're all having fun. And at the end of the day, I come back to my computer and I'm reliving it, all over again. I'm able to have a smile on my face, and then I give it to whomever, and it takes off from there.
Yeah, that energy.
Yeah,
he got the recap on his laptop. He got the recap. So how has technology affected both? I mean, for you, I would understand the cameras are getting better. That isolated shot from afar in a group. The technology will get better. But then as a DJ, like, what sort of technology are they contributing to your game? Like, Is there an app for this beat matching so that it'll help you create a playlist? Or how does that? Are there suggested songs like, I'm playing This Is Rockin', and there's an app that suggests the next song? Or
Yeah,
am I giving away money moves?
No, you're not. You're not.
Never getting the money.
So there's a lot of apps that will essentially DJ for you, and the key to setting yourself apart is the same key to a lot of industries that are getting automated out. Is just like showing and proving to people that like you can't be replaced. And so that's why like a regular DJ is not going to come to you and play Shabba Ranks and then mix it with Sexual Eruption. They're not a lot of them's going to do that, but it takes like a certain music knowledge. And so I'm sure there's mixes that like other DJs do that you can't replace them with.
Put Sexual Eruption on your phone. I'm about
to test it out. See if it sounds good.
If you listen to them separately, they seem like they might clash, but they mix together really well. And it takes someone with like that knowledge and those like hours of practice and like mixing songs together and just like seeing what works to like put it together.
I don't know if we can legally
shut Shabba Rank. Shut
Shabba Rank.
Yeah, like it. It's wild when it all comes together at a party and people hear it and they realize what's happening and eyes light up. People start raging.
They really testing this out. He's focused. Like, hold on. Like, wait.
I'm trying to see where exactly to catch.
Don't hit play yet. Now hit play.
Okay, no, I'm trying to see exactly where.
No, we'll be here for another 3 motherfucking hours.
We just gonna be like time right. Like,
this is episode 2, man.
No, but I will say, I've never been a DJ, but there was this thing in college. If you went to Pitt and you knew of, what was it? It was Cadoba on Forbes.
Oh.
So there was upstairs.
I know what you're talking about.
They had the bar upstairs, and for a minute, I think his name was Brian or something. It was just a dude. And like we would all, a lot of MPHC people, we would go there and chill. We had just gotten to drinking age or whatever. And so I would go up there and he would let me put my iPad on and DJ that shit. And like, I will say, when you can rock like a group of that's got to be like one of the best feelings in the world, man, to get everybody moving with you and controlling their movements. Like it's for me in that small feeling in that small room. A couple times I did it and it was like real cool. Like, it's almost as good, if not better, than any time I tell a joke on stage and everybody is like, you get that eruption of laughter. You know what I'm saying? But when you can get people moving, and like I can imagine a Fresh Press seeing people do the swag surf to the Nuck If You Buck to the swag surf. We'll talk about that because I need that moment to happen.
Yes.
Like, how does that feel like for you as a DJ to know that I'm putting all this time and this effort in and this is happening? Like, there are hundreds, thousands of people out here fucking vibing, and I'm controlling that. Like, I'm puppet master at this
Honestly,
point.
it's addictive, for real. Like it's like you get to a point where you feel like there's no wrong song that you can play because like you've built a trust with the crowd and a trust in yourself.
You build a trust with the crowd.
Yeah,
like
that's how DJs break records.
Yeah,
like if you have a record that no one's heard before, like the crowd has to trust you to be able to like put that on, and people still rock with it. Because think about like, people want to hear what they know. You'd be surprised how many times I'll have a song that's like, okay, this is gonna mix well with this song, and someone comes up to me like, hey, can I hear God's Plan? And it's like, yeah, I could throw on God's Plan. That's a very obvious transition, but like,
you gotta get you some security.
Yes,
yeah,
that's why the chicken crossed the road.
Yeah,
I get it,
but it takes that build that trust, and you throw on these songs that people don't think match, but they, it's a wild feeling. Like heart rate goes up, man.
So how often do you just follow your brother around and just take pictures at
pretty much every event? About 95%.
So just tag team.
You know what I'm saying? That's big bro. Family first.
Book him, you got me too.
Yeah, for real. I think that's the way it's supposed to be though. Keep it in the family. There's a certain level of trust, and comfort that comes with working with each other, you know, and he knows whenever he's up there doing his thing, I got his back. And when he was, obviously, y'all saw him killing it, or y'all heard about him killing it at Fresh Fest.
Well, no, I mean, I came through a few times.
Okay, so you saw him killing it.
I didn't get to
always,
I
was always
mad.
around the place. I was never any one place for long.
Yeah.
I got around, and it was bumping like a motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure. And so for me, it's a proud moment. You know, like I remember being young, I used to always follow him around. When he went with his friends, I'm like, I want to come too. You know, that's just how it is. We're
that
4.5
with the woman, like I mean, the older lady.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the dude with the shirt around his head or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that young old juxtaposition or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you had that shot, and that was the music or whatever. Like that's a beautiful fucking fucking moment. Like you know what I mean, like.
It definitely is, especially when like that dude came to you afterward, Ronja, and talked to you about how important it was for him to see like people of all ages having a good time and not caring. And I think that's important, not only to capture but to really have. But I think it's important to have that in your environment, because so many times there's like, oh, we only want certain people here, certain types of people there. Man, we're not about any of that. It's if you want to come out, if you want to have a great time, come do it. He's gonna play music for you. I'm gonna take a photo of you, and we gonna call it a night.
Come, take off your cool, just dance, like have fun.
Exactly.
And after, when the photos get posted, credit your photographer.
Credit your people.
Please do.
Yeah, credit your peoples.
Yeah, because you can get booked off that.
Yeah,
you know?
That's opportunity, man.
Yeah, it just
like,
makes us feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the network. Like, I mean, that's, you know what I mean? That's the network. What is, I guess, your favorite, like, in like as long as y'all been working together in this capacity, what is your favorite like cross moment? You know what I mean, picture, event, like moment where like, you know what I mean, you're creating an environment and he captured the shot. Like there's gotta be
the song.
Oh, I know it.
Playing.
Yeah,
It was,
like
it was one of my Slappers and Bangers sets, and I did the Shabba Ranks and Sexual Eruption transition. And SMI comes up to me like, yo.
I was thinking that one too.
Yeah, SMI comes up to me.
Shout out to SMI.
Shout out to
SMI Casa Brazil.
He's like,
bottle share and whatnot.
he's like, yo, that transition, and he daps me up. And that dap moment, he captured it, and I didn't know I was being stalked like that.
Oh, okay. Sorry for doing my job. My bad.
But he captured it, and the photo is like, you see us locking hands, my triceps look good. And
That's important.
Photoshop,
The aesthetics.
but okay.
The aesthetics.
yeah. But no, it's like a really like, it's a really like loving moment from a DJ that I look up to that's been around, and he like captured it. Like it was dope, you know.
So now those type of transitions, those unique transitions, are they like jokes to a comedian where like, I don't want to say you own it, but you feel some type of way if you were to go out and hear a DJ do that? You know what I mean? Because I've never seen a Shabba Ranks to Sexual Eruption or vice versa. Like, so if I would imagine if you go out and you at a party and you know the DJ may have been at one of your parties and then they do it, you feel like,
I guess it depends. Because that's not really a routine for me. That's something that I know works. And like if I'm with a crowd, like I discovered it at a party, and if I go to a party where the crowd is new, I'll do it again. So I don't really mind that. But if it's like a routine, like I've done like routines, and if a routine gets stolen, then I really don't like that. But routines are done more in battles, not at parties. So
do motherfuckers still battle?
Yeah, there's lots of battles. Yeah. Red Bull is a crazy.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Red Bull, DMC, and now there's a new battle called the Goldie Awards, thrown by A-Track.
Nah.
And so, this one's done in Brooklyn, thrown by A-Track, Kanye's old DJ, and like the competitors are wild. I feel like I'm the only one of my friends that watch it, and so I'll send them to him like, yo, you got to see this. And he's just watching it like if it's good or not, because he don't know the technical.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. He just shows me love and watches it. But yeah.
What are the criteria in this battle? Like, what are they being judged on?
So the Goldie Awards is broken into two different battles. One is a beat battle, and the other one is a DJ battle. And you can come with whatever equipment you like, and you get judged on originality, skill / technique, crowd reaction, things like that. Like your basic principles. And what's cool about the Goldie Awards is they have you go back and forth against another. Like the two finalists go back and forth against each other, whereas Red Bull, you just do your routine, and then the judges judge you. You get your points, and you're out. So.
But locally, we have drummer versus DJ.
Yeah,
you know, which he's been in a few times. You know, and did an amazing job.
I always thought drummer versus DJ was just a drummer versus a DJ.
Nah.
The title is very deceiving.
Yeah,
Like
but-
I'm mad.
It's one of those. Yeah,
I'm just like, I don't know how that's.
it's one of the situations where like the
Gonna work
catchiest
out.
name doesn't like capture what it really is, but it's you. The DJ collaborates with the drummer, and the duo goes against other duos.
Oh shit! So it's
So-
like tag team. That was wild.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, how would that even work?
Yeah, how do you
Practice.
cross back and forth? Oh, so you're like, I mean,
You're doing it at the same time. So have you ever listened to like Travis Barker used to release these albums in the mid 2000s where he would drum over music, like well-known music, and that's essentially drummers versus DJ. But the difference with this is like you're scratching, you're cutting, you're doing a routine along with the drummer, you're coordinating with the drummer. And so like there's no set up there is freestyle. If it is freestyle, then you're probably going to lose because there's like now it's to a point where like you have to do like higher precision moves, higher difficulty moves in order to like.
so it's a DJ and a drummer that
Who are
in unison,
working together to
Wow,
give
that's
you
crazy,
like
man.
the ill.
Man, now
Yeah.
I feel like I've wasted so much of my life not being in the room while this is
Yeah.
happening,
Nah, I would
man.
definitely
Are you
like
fucking
to
kidding
hear
me?
that.
yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah. Live? Like,
Yeah. It's wild to see what people come up with.
yeah.
Yeah.
How often does that happen in the city?
So it's on a bit of a hiatus now. It's actually thrown by RB and
Far-East brand.
Far-East brand.
Yeah, shout out to Forrest.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Arie.
And so I don't know. I think it'll be back next year.
Okay.
But last year it happened like 4 times. Like the event itself happened 4 times, but the 3 prior times were like prelims, and then there was one final.
One final.
And then the years before, it wasn't even like a tournament. It was just like you would do it, and then the next one would be in the next couple months. So
Yeah,
it's kind of grown.
and it's crazy because there's a lot of crowd engagement, and so like for the drummer and DJ, they're performing, but for the crowd, it's a party.
Yeah, it's loud music.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I'm not
people
just
are having-
standing in the crowd like, that's great execution. No,
Yeah,
I'm-
they're
raging.
like
Yeah.
they're getting it in. You
Yeah.
feel me? Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So he already picked that moment. You didn't drop your moment.
Man, I
'cause
was
you had to
hoping
pick
we
a different one.
Because he's talking about.
I was gonna say, he said that he was thinking about that
Yeah,
moment.
now you got a number 2.
I'll say this, you know, any moment in general where I'm able to capture at Slappers and Bangers in particular, where I'm able to capture people raging, I love that the most because rage is like such a pure emotion and
Right.
energy. So when you're able to exert that in a constructive manner, especially amongst other people at the same time, oh my gosh, it's unreal.
Yeah.
So I would say moments like that, especially when, you know, like a Pittsburgh party, you know it's lit when you got people on stage with you. You feel me? So when there's like people on stage crowding, you know, my brother and Neil, you know, and they're doing their thing and they're going hard and raging and stuff like that, I'm just snapping away.
Yeah.
So all those
Yeah.
moments are my favorite. Every single one of them.
It's like combo.
It's like too easy at that point. You know what I'm saying?
We got motherfuckers be like, I didn't even see you there. I know. Like,
Are there cues for you to be like, oh, this is the money shot's about to come? Like
Sometimes.
certain songs
ooh,
that you
like
listen to?
do you like hit him up like, yo, I'm about to like? Do you ever hit him up like, yo, I'm about to get this? You know what I mean? Or do you?
I don't even know what I'm about to play next. So.
And I don't want him
for
to.
real?
Yeah, no.
I don't want him to either because I feel as though if he were to do that, it would feel contrived, and I don't want anything to feel like that. It's like a complete free flow, and I mean we're brothers. I've known him for 27 years.
You happy?
You
and
feel
singing
me?
And you're colored.
Please say it again. Oh. and so we've always been friends growing up. So we have this other level of communication and understanding what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't need him to say
sibling and shit.
anything,
How
and
far
I know
apart?
that.
Yeah.
4.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy because I always thought that the cutoff was like 3 years because 3 years would get you 1 year of high school together.
Same school.
And it's like anything beyond that, you're almost in two different worlds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's cool to see that. Once you become adults, it's not as large of a divide, but you're from hearing y'all, it's like it's always been this way. I don't know, even with me and my older sister, like my older sister and me and my younger sister, we're all 3 years apart. Now, my two sisters get along better now, but they're both women with children. But younger, I was like the glue of sorts because I was 3 years removed from each. So I was kind of in the same era of both of them. So, but they didn't. My older sister didn't like my younger sister for a while.
Yeah,
she was a hater.
You got that sometimes.
She got to be a hater. She was young. She didn't know. I was a hater. I mean, I was hating. My sister had a serious boyfriend before I was getting my shit off.
True.
And I didn't like that.
True.
I'm like, well, how come I'm not getting no affection? Why these girls at school ain't coming over here? I'm like hating. I'm calling my mom like, yo, you know she got company.
Yo, that's real.
That's trifling.
Yo,
that's trifling.
That breaks every code.
That's trifling. You're like, yo, look. I don't know if you talked to her about it, but she got company right now.
Oh, man.
In the way you put it, she got company.
My mom, like, I told her, that would be mad. My mom's like, I know. I told her you could come over. I'm like, that's what you okay with this? This is how we living now? Fine. It's tight. That was all jealousy. Shout out to my sister Timothy for getting over that. Cause
too funny.
She could have hated me forever.
Too funny. Well, what I can say is one thing that connects us is music. And so, I mean, largely is music. So, like, especially in the summertime when parents are away and everything at work and we're just chilling, had nothing to do, like, he'd be on his bed at the top bunk and I'd be sitting on the chair and he literally plays song after song after song. So when we're at a party and he's DJing and he's up top, and he's DJing and I'm down below taking photos, it's the same exact scenario as when we were 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. We're just grown adults now. You see what I'm saying? And so we have the same interest in music. He put me on a lot of music. I put him on some music.
It's his responsibility. The older sibling got to put because my sister, she had CDs before you know what I mean? Like she had, so I'm listening to her CD. I would steal them and she would tell on me. That's where to get me back, but that they put me on the music.
I never realized how important that was until I grew up and heard stories of people like, yo, my older brother like got me my first Nas tape and like all that's so now I understand how important it is.
They stole that CD or tape.
True.
Yeah.
My sister ain't never bought me no fucking CD.
With what money?
She had a CD and then she also had a job, so that was my CD.
Yeah, true.
I
caught my sister in a bunch of my clothes. I'm like, yo.
My sister was a little tomboy.
Yeah, my sister went through that tomboy phase.
The brat era.
So she started like taking my shit, like, like trying to. It was a big enough school that she could try to like avoid me throughout the day. Like,
I'm pretty sure I lost my V card in my sister's FUBU sweater.
That's real.
Yo, that's a feat.
I appreciate you.
That is a wingman.
She didn't know. Dude, I was a nasty. I would wear it and I'd fold it and put it right back in that bottom drawer. Like I didn't wear it that day.
A silent partner.
Time to switch to Averex after that.
I don't think I wore it during the act. I was a rookie, but I knew enough to where it was okay not to have a sweater on.
Listen, man, I'm not gonna judge you if it was like, quick, like, if you just in and out or whatever. But like if it was horizontal, then
I'm
it
not
was.
gonna discuss my performance. It was my first time.
What is this full?
Y'all now brought it to full squish. Cinderlands.
Yeah. That's whatever they had.
We meant to bring the surrealism because our boy Cam collaborated with them.
Shout out to Cam.
Shout out to
that fucking
Bam
shot
Crown.
that Cam was
Bam
ridiculous.
Yeah. So we meant to bring the surrealism, but it was so good they ran out of the 4-packs.
Yeah.
So
I just picked what I
we
saw
went for something else. Yeah.
That one was a good fucking pick.
Aim to please.
It's like a orange. What do you call them dips? Them ice cream dips.
Yeah,
the dips, the dreamsicles.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a creamy.
Okay.
I ain't mad at that. They be doing some dumb.
It's legit. I mean, but Cinderlands though, they're legit. I like.
Yeah, no, I mean, like
yeah.
it's just wild. Like what the fuck they just be throwing in that tank and coming up with. It's like, oh,
Just chucking stuff. Not
All
measuring.
all right, man. Until you hand me a bad one, I'm on board.
For real.
The trust.
Yeah. It's the trust. Yeah,
It's the trust.
Ooh, you gotta build the trust. Like,
Real talk.
Yeah, if you hand me if I don't know you and you hand me some old wild,
If you hand me a tart, I'm gonna be like,
where your grandma's day?
So we were talking in the previous episode. We talk about this a lot, just like as far as our age and feeling old at times. As a DJ, how connected do you feel you have to be to this younger generation of music?
You just don't have to be a hater. So like I'm 31, and so the biggest song on the radio right now is Old Town Road. And all right, so at least right now the adults are over that song. But when it was like in week 1 or 2 of it being number 1, like this is a 17-year-old who's making music for other 17-year-olds and younger, and like it's a hit. So I need to become acquainted with it, and I need to be able to play it. So at that point, it's not really about me relating to the music or connecting to it in any way. I happen to like the song, but it's just about like finding out where that song works in my sets or like how to present it to people. So sometimes, I mean, but also if the song is whack, I just don't have to play it. So that happens
That's
too.
also true.
Yeah. But I do tend to like I like Lil Pump, and people
Love
No,
Lil
I mean
Pump.
that one that he did with Kanye was like
Yeah.
catchy as shit.
Yeah.
Like I love Old Town Road. The thing is that like for me, and I get it. I think there's a place for all of the music. I personally don't digest it at the same level and
Yeah.
exposure as whatever. You know what I mean? I got
Yeah.
some of my guilty pleasures and this, that, and the other. But for the most part, like, that's not my thing. But hey, music is music. And like to be honest, like sonically, that's how it all started. Like lyrics came later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for the most part, music was it was sound.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like to go back to that, like is not a divert, like it's not more or less, it's just different. I get that. The old dude in me wants to be like, well, these motherfuckers is mumbling and shit.
Yeah.
Like I can't hear a word because I came up in like the lyric 90s
Yeah.
and shit. You know what I mean? But like in reality, it's just different.
But like
You know
I
what
remember when the old heads were like we were in middle school listening to Dipset. And like those were our guys.
Don't you.
But
Man.
the old heads
Do
didn't
not
always
sit here
bang with
and
Dipset.
cast
they ain't
any
bang with-
disparaging word on Dipset.
No, Dipset
That was
was-
a whole
that was an era.
movement of whatever the fuck it
I was
was.
listening to No Limit, man. Like that motherfucker, the
No Limit
motherfuckers was
good.
like they.
No Limit was
but
good.
it was like, man, I listened back to it and like, and it's dope hype music, but it wasn't like they were saying shit like a whole.
They
lot of-
revolutionized the CD case.
Yeah.
Those No Limit CD
them
cases.
shit, they did.
And they
Yeah.
came out like every Tuesday. They had a new album every fucking Tuesday.
Yo, yeah.
They had jewels on those CD cases that those aren't. I don't even know what type of jewels they were. What type of rubies, diamonds? I don't know what the fuck they were, but they would spell words in them.
No Limit would be the illest in the streaming era because we get an album every Friday. Like that's all we want right now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, something new.
Oh,
like,
my
I mean,
gosh.
I'm always
Every Friday?
going through the
And the
what's
whole
drops.
No Limit was on every album.
yeah.
So it wasn't
Yeah.
like just this person's album. This was another No Limit album.
Yeah,
Everybody on this bitch.
that No Limit Soldier would drop at the beginning. Like,
Yo,
how many you signed this month, P?
They were wild. But yeah, when it comes to the DJing, I think that's the key to like listening to music from people who are younger, who are talking about different things. It's not about me dressing like them and trying to be like them. It's more about listening to it, putting it in its own scenario and playing it at the right time. Because if you ask me what I'm listening to right now, it might be something different than what I'm actually like playing for
So
people.
I mean, is that like a secret? Do you be digging in the crates and shit? You know what I mean? Do you got your own little like, you know what I mean, little shits that you go through, or is you just
I do. So every once in a while, I go back and listen to an album I haven't listened to in a while because it's really easy. If you take an old Kanye album, it's really easy to pick the singles off of it. And if you go to like a BPM Supreme, which is like a DJ share service where you pay in, you download as many songs as you want, like per month. If you go to a BPM Supreme and type in Kanye, you get all the singles. But unless you go and listen to the album,
deeper.
you don't get Addiction on a streaming service. You know, like or on the DJ pool.
That's like,
but you get addiction if you listen to the album and say, okay, this will fit somewhere. You know, so I just go back and listen to people's albums like one by one.
So because I think secretly I'm trying to figure out if I want to transition into DJing. So I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
What is in the life of a DJ, like what's the daily routine like? How much does it affect? Like, so for me, it's a big thing. Driving, like any commute, is big for me because I play DJ for Ed, but I need to hear specific songs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a guy who will turn on Pandora and just let it rock. Nah, I'm literally manually jumping from album to album, song to song. I want to hear specific shit when I'm in my car. But I would imagine you commutes and any downtime, those are time for research. Like, is that how that works for you? Or
that is how it works.
Dedicated space to where like I'm just listening to a bunch of shit right now. Like, how's?
Yeah, so I guess it for you or for anyone thinking about DJing, I guess it depends on the type of DJ they want to be. So me, I don't have anything else. I'm a DJ, right? But you're a comedian, and there are other comedians who actually DJ, but they DJ as the role of celebrity DJ. So their role isn't to come out and
like
be
Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq, Zach Fox, Hannibal Buress, DJ the set at Shadow Lounge, place on the north side. They got that
James Street.
Hannibal Buress DJ'd at James Street. So for you, it would be like gain some skill, get a small library, and then you would DJ as Ed the comedian. So you would be more celebrity DJing. People would be there to see a comedian DJ and not as like my night is contingent on good music.
So they're coming to see, they're coming to feel like that vibe. Like what is it that Ed likes to listen to?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like how do we, you know what I mean? Because that's a form of communication.
Exactly.
And
It's
insight.
important to know what somebody listens to.
Yeah, insight into what the, you know, like what's your downtime like?
Yeah.
What's your, you know, what gets you going? You know what I mean? Like that's
It's hard to date somebody with like musical taste that you don't really fuck with at all.
You know what?
rough.
I feel like I
Gotta listen to podcasts at that point.
I feel like every person I've ever dated, like there was shit that like we like together, and then there's the shit that is just like, I don't fuck with any of that. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's a juxtaposition.
Well, I feel like you can always go back to top 40. Like typically, y'all will find some shit in the top 40 that y'all both like. But I'm inundated with that all day. Like they playing this shit all the time. I don't want to hear that. When I'm at the crib, I want to listen to what I listen to. And if you're fucking over there listening to Katy Perry or something, I'm not gonna be rocking with that all crazy. Like I'm just gonna be.
Yeah, and also the older you get, the less top 40 relates to you.
Yeah.
And so I think that gets
Very true.
You got to find your niche.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, no,
Very
I
true.
mean, me and the wifey, we just more all lyrics. So like, I mean, that's where we find our vibe. So like, I mean, that's the kind of commonality that we come back to. Like,
Yeah, I'm fortunate that wifey, we definitely have similar tastes. Now she's way more into Beyonce than myself. But my daughter is also way more into Beyonce than myself. So I listen to a lot of Beyonce. It's basically what I'm trying to tell you. Like every
Beyonce.
morning commute. I definitely respect her more now that I have a daughter who's into her, because I'm listening to this shit and I'm like, it rocks.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what? She talking that talk too.
Yeah.
Like it ain't like just some bullshit. Like she talking that shit. Like she's a boss. So if my daughter's into her, I'm like, I'm in support of that. Like, listen to her, be a boss. But it's hard, man, just bumping Beyonce in the morning. Like, how I'm gonna get ready for work.
Yeah, you should see what Beyonce does in a party. It's more than so.
I was gonna ask you how R&B.
Yeah. So all right, think about it when like the first rap record that you heard that made you feel like you were rich. Like,
Good question. Let's see here.
for me, that's Diplomats made me feel like I was rich. But so Beyonce, when you play that at a party and you have women in the party who relate to it, who feel it, they feel like that boss. And I feel like that everybody in a party deserves to feel like the most powerful person there. So like if I play a song like, I don't know, like Mo Bamba last year had everybody feeling like they were Goku. If I play that, I feel like you also deserve to hear a Nicki track or now a Megan Thee Stallion track, or a Bodak Yellow that had women poking dudes in the forehead, rapping the lyrics, you know? So like everybody deserves to feel like the most powerful person in the party.
Do or Die, Poe Pimpin'.
Ooh. You
first
old
cassette.
as fuck.
That was my first
Nigga
cassette
said,
tape that I
Do or
bought.
Die.
Like, yeah, I bought with
Shit.
like my own money. Like,
Do you want to ride in the backseat of the caddy?
Yeah. I was like, oh, shit.
The first track to make me feel rich. That's a tough question.
Or any.
I mean, Dipset. I was a huge Diplomats fan. That they made you feel like your swag was on $1 million.
Yeah.
And your swag was nowhere near what they was presenting.
No.
You didn't have none of the shit they had on. You ain't had none of it. But
You know how much those leather jackets cost?
Bro, they used to have customized
pink
bandana
minks.
shit. They had a custom pink Range Rover. I say being from Cleveland, first of the month was a big thing because one, we was on the map, and then two, everybody understood with that first of the month, man. Everybody understood, and that's when you have money. Like for certain people, the first of the month is when they feel on top. That's when they got discretionary funds. That first to the third, and then you like, oh shit, I overspent. Like let me scale back. But yeah, I would say that would be the first track that made me feel like my chest was poked out a little bit. But Dipset's probably the most influential as far as like, I don't know, man. It just made me feel like the man. Like, Dipset was Cam, man. Cam had some good albums before Diplomats, man. SDE, Confessions of Fire.
Yeah, no.
Those are good albums.
Like
People forget about Cam.
Cam is he's a very talented individual. I mean, like I said, I got Dipsetted out at some point.
You
Like,
can't get Dipsetted out, man.
I got Dipsetted
Today's
out,
a new
man.
day. Got the bootleg up in the suitcase. Tell me that didn't. When that shit dropped,
Got me ready to go uptown to Harlem.
do that not when that's the what are the best when that shit drops for y'all? Because I think Dipset Anthem when that shit drop, if you not on that type of time, you need to leave. That's almost back that ass up level of all right, we about to go.
Wow.
I would say Knuck If You Buck is one of them.
Okay.
Because everyone's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
But honestly, the number one is probably Dreams and Nightmares.
For you.
Ooh,
And
that
at
shit.
parties,
I was just watching
to
Free.
capture
I was
is what I'm
just
saying.
watching Free Meek before
Because
I came
when that beat drops, everyone loses it.
Madness.
I mean, everyone loses their minds, and being able to capture that, it's just so raw. It's so raw.
It's
And
all
timeless.
inspirational at first.
Yeah.
But then everybody at the same time is like, all right, fuck all that. Yeah. It's time to party. Like, all right, we got that out the way. Let's turn up now.
And it's a great build up too. So you got a minute and a half or so of people just building up. You
Ready
able
to
capture
cry.
all that, you know, and then it drops and everyone goes nuts. Everybody.
Yeah, he's really good at the intro track because that Lord Knows was another.
Yeah. He is.
Yeah, all right. For you, best,
Like,
I don't even know how to describe, but drop into the track. Like,
yeah. Wipe Me Down is one of my
oh
songs.
shit! Shout out to Boosie. Shout out to Boosie.
Wipe Me Down is one of them. And
That intro on his last dip is dope as fuck.
what was I'm gonna just run with that. I'll just run with Wipe Me Down. Yeah.
All right, Day. What's your best drop into the track?
I mean, like you mean like into the album?
Into the track, like to the song itself.
Shit, I don't even know, man. B, I mean, Common, like that for that intro track. Yeah, I mean, just kind of, you know, like boom, 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 like I mean, and then like boom, 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 and then he just like comes, and then he comes with the fucking fire, and that's one of hip hop's most fucking finest albums ever created, man.
I think you
like,
answered a different question, but
you said drop into the track. That's what he tried. Yeah, like,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
but like because it's a build up, and then I mean he comes in and it's just dope. But like, nah, it's not a party dip. I don't know.
It's a brunch song.
Yeah.
It's
a commute song. Like it's a commute song. Like in the morning, like all right, let's get this shit started.
so. But let me ask y'all: Is is the drop for Back That Ass Up, is that like the GOAT of we about to get this shit going?
That's a whole nother.
Because I've never seen any reaction that has gone. I mean, even Dreams and Nightmares, that shit go hard. And when Dipset Anthem come on and everybody get their shoulders rocking, but when Back That Ass Up comes on, there's an understanding of what's about to happen.
So I'll say yes to that. I'll say yes to that. Hands down, it is that song. But a close second is Chopper Style. It only because when you hear that, I feel like a close second is Chopper Style.
How often do you think Chopper does that at this point? Because that's all he is. He's just Chopper Style. We don't know any second Chopper track. Like it's just,
probably quite frequently. You probably just be in the car on the way.
He be telling son,
Bruce's
I made
knee.
Chopper Style. Oh yeah. Damn, now y'all, man, I'm about to be at home.
That's what's so hard about music conversations, though. You could, if you're a music fan, we could be here all night,
all fucking night. And my commute home has now shifted 3 different ways.
Yeah, it's different.
I gotta figure out how to get all these songs into this commute. Now I gotta figure out when I'm gonna cut and blend. I know motherfuckers be frustrated riding with me because I go from song to song and I curate. But it's important for me.
So, how do you progress?
Well, in terms of progression, it's all about working on your craft and doing it and not focus on anything else or anyone else. And then after a certain point, going back and studying again to learn something new. And then we take what you learned, and sometimes it's going over things that you already learned before, but just getting a refresh on it and learning something new from that, or just going to something completely different and then moving on and going back into your craft. So it's like a rinse, wash, repeat in a way. So I think that's how, or wash, rinse, repeat. I think that's how I progress personally, and then just always having someone to critique your work or being critical on yourself and not just, letting yourself just slide and go, oh yeah, that's cool, that's all right, or whatever.
But how do you not care about other people, but also keep an eye on the industry? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that people have a issue with is watching folks and watching their progression and watching, the industry or whatever. And but not feeling as if I have to be that or I deserve this or it's hard. You gotta that balance. Like, how do you balance that?
I think it's like anything else, having that self-confidence, because it's no different than seeing someone drive that car and going, I'm cool in my car, or seeing someone with those clothes and going, I'm cool with my clothes, or seeing someone with a certain life, vacation, and going, I'm cool with my family and what we doing over on this side. So for me, if I see someone shooting this or shooting that, I'm applauding them and I'm grateful for being able to experience what they created, and I'm saying, hey, I hope you keep going, but I'm on my path right here and I'm gonna keep going this way, and not trying to compare or whatever it may be, because these are 2 different journeys going on here. That's the way I see it.
I think it's about kind of curating the input. And so there's people that I trust to critique my work and whose input that I'll listen to. So me and Randall, we critique each other and we talk. When he was first starting, I was like, all right, if you're going to get these gigs, you should have a routine so that when you do this photography, you have this routine plan so that you can get them out faster, and that'll help your productivity and help you get on to the next thing. And vice versa, we would listen to my sets, or we would review some of the video that he might have caught from my set.
Or just talk Saturday morning or Sunday morning.
Yeah, or just kind of debrief on the party, it was cool, this happened, that happened, stuff like that. So it's about
you dropped that beat that was probably not the beat, bruh. What's the next
that
word?
Wasn't it.
That one.
That honestly, before he says it, I'll know it. I'm very critical of myself. I can be doing a set and someone be as happy as ever, oh man, you're killing it. And in my mind, I'm like, that transition was whack. Get it back on track, and I'm just in my head, just calculating everything and just making sure that it's straight to the level that I want from then on.
But it's also from a different perspective, letting him know, hey, this is how people were engaging these songs, you know. So I'll let him know, like, hey, when you played this song, this is what happened. When you played this song, this is what happened. Think about playing that some more, you know, because he sees it from his view, but also I'm down in the ground. I'm with the people, so I'm like, yo, you got to understand, they went like this. They went crazy. You may not have seen how crazy they went. They really went nuts when you played this.
You ever get caught up in it?
Oh yeah. I'm fully comfortable with putting my camera to the side and dancing with whomever.
Photos on the table, man. You might have to.
Oh, and I'm taking photos while dancing too. I mean,
you left a lot of photos on the table, man.
But you know what that happens though, because a lot of DJs, they DJ for other DJs, and so you have this DJ who's like very technically good, and he's like scratching and doing all this stuff, and the crowd hates it. But me, the DJ in the back, is like, oh wow, that was great technique, and like they're like. Any DJ in the crowd would acknowledge that this person is dope and doing their thing, but the crowd is just like not feeling it. He's not conveying that energy. So that helps, like having people in the crowd who like tell me.
Well, yeah, having somebody feeling it, having somebody you trust. Because I was interested to see how do you critique a photographer?
Say critique. Like I'm crying and judging you.
I rock with it.
Y'all was gonna let that ride.
I was gonna rock with it.
We're guests. That's what I'm saying. Everybody in the
it's
room.
not my place.
This is how we say it in Cleveland. It's critique, whatever. But how do you critique? Like,
how do you critique?
That is the most British ad. That is fucking just came. When you been on a boat?
Nah, but I just pronounced it like that for a long ass time, and that always happens.
Yeah.
But I was like critiquing because now I gotta force myself to say critiquing a photographer. Like I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, no.
You asking me or
and I don't even know how to critique.
Me?
And I don't know how to critique a DJ. Like I cannot like. I don't know because I've been in a spot where I've been like, yo, I ain't really like that DJ. But then I don't even know how to articulate what it is I didn't like about the DJ. I just wasn't feeling it. And that's just as far as I can go. Like, how difficult is it to critique each other? Like, when you're looking at his photos of you know, how do you offer, like, what do you say? Like, as far as criticisms, like, yeah, man, you probably want to use this lens. I don't know. Like, what do you say?
Yeah, so I'm not as well-versed on lenses. My photography knowledge fell years ago. So I mostly critique it on like how the crowd would react to it or how people viewing things on social media. So like formatting the size, composition is very easy to critique. So it's like, hey, like if you're formatting something for a story and, you know, how on Instagram, like people's name is right here. And then like you have where you can send a message to them on the bottom. If you have something like key for people to see where the message is supposed to be on an Instagram story, then it's like, hey, like we should change the format of this or like move it up, things like that. So it's not really like, oh yeah, your exposure was just a little too high.
Yeah, so not the photo, but the presentation. How do you take what? So you say, you're basically like, how can you take your talents and elevate them in the most efficient fashion? All right, and critiquing a
photo?
Critiquing a DJ. Like,
man, well, I mean, I've listened to music my whole life. We come from a family that listens to a lot of music, so technically, I don't know all that stuff and everything, but I do know a good song when I hear it, and I do know a great transition when I hear it, especially when it's unexpected. So I'll let them know, like, hey, yeah, that transition there was a little bumpy or whatever, or hey, you know, that song that you transitioned to, yo, keep doing that because that was crazy. And so for me, it's about just letting him know the feeling I got whenever something happened, rather than technically, hey, you should have, you know, use these buttons instead or whatever, because I don't know how that stuff operates. I don't even want to know.
Yeah, that's what, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
it's
like
tricky.
When I look at art in general, I just tell you how I feel.
Exactly.
I can't really tell you more than that. I don't know why, but I just don't like it. Like,
and that's I think that's where my question was coming from. It's like, for me, it's hard for me to critique something that I don't have any experience in.
Exactly.
So I'll give you feedback, but I don't look at it as a criticism of any sort, because it's just like, this is just how I feel. Maybe a motherfucker with your level of expertise could see. Just like you were giving that DJ example, they in the back like, yo, this motherfucker's killing it, and everybody else is like, damn.
Play something for the ladies, like
Play something for the ladies. Have you ever gotten that request? Or you keep that pretty?
No.
Why aren't you playing everything for the ladies?
if it's good.
Why isn't everything being played for the ladies though?
Because sometimes guys are out with the guys, and we deserve to rage with each other too.
Ooh,
Yeah,
let's get. Yeah, I
sure.
mean, like every once in a while, you know. I mean, we get it.
Yeah.
No, as a single man, my best rage was when we found an equal number of women group
Well, yeah.
where we can all find our space within.
So,
DMX
which one?
drop in.
What, the Rough Riders anthem?
Yeah.
Because there's certain songs where you see guys like get their lady out the way, and then they're just like rapping in the circle, hands are waving. I'm sorry, I'm acting like people can see me. Hands are waving, coordinated with the words of the song.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just certain songs that like when I'm with my guys, like that's me and my guys' song. But and then there's
Real
certain
talk.
songs with women where like that's their song. And sometimes I know it from the outside looking in, but obviously it's best to hire DJs who are women who can relate further and then play more music for women. Because a lot of DJs, when it comes to like play something for the ladies, they'll just play something slow.
Yeah.
Like women like to rage too.
Yeah, nah, they be shit. Wifey be putting me on to a lot of the music.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a dope. You're 100% like, and that's what intersectionality is. Is seeing that same thing. I mean, a diversity, and saying like, yo, man, if you want more of that, then hire them. Go to the source.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's what happened a lot at the fest. Like when a woman would come up and she's walking out, I don't really drink beer. I'm like, well, find a beer that a woman collaborated on. Your palates
that's
may
really
align.
it. Yeah, that's like,
And then that'll be
taking
a
them
great
through-
intro, and then you'll move on to something else. Like, and that was one of the most beautiful things of the fest. Like to have so many women collaborations. Like it's like, yeah, it's something for everybody clearly, and let's make that happen.
True.
Buzzy's looking at Dewey like, wait a minute, what is that?
Did you get to sip anything at the fest?
Yeah, so obviously Surrealism, Clara Kent's beer was really good.
Aura?
Yeah, the Aura.
Yeah, it was very well done.
That was
Shout out to
legit.
Aura.
Who else? Oh man, I can't remember everybody now. It's been a
He
week.
was working.
My mind, yeah.
He was working.
Yeah, he was
focused.
on.
He was locked in.
But and the girl from Sila, I can't remember her name.
Oh,
Yeah,
Samantha.
Yes.
Samantha. Yeah, that passion, that shit.
That was good too.
Yo,
Yeah.
Korea type shit.
The women collaborators, they, you know what I
They were
mean?
legit,
Like,
yeah.
because the Notchland got a lot of positive feedback. Sister Friend with North Country, a lot of positive feedback. Like, damn, yo, we gotta
They
look,
showed out
brothers, we
that
gotta
red. They had a red Henny velvet
keep
cake.
talking about it. I ain't get to it, man.
Like shout out to Sweet Lil Eats. You know what I mean?
And I'm mad I
Brianna over
couldn't
there.
find her table.
Oh, it was
I was
a
avoiding
Henny
that
red
table.
velvet.
You were
cake,
avoiding it?
man.
I
It
can't
was-
drink no 11% while I'm walking around trying to organize
You know what?
shit.
It was probably for the best because Nuck If You Buck wouldn't have gone the same way.
Oh, I'd have been sweating. Yeah, nothing you buck. It could be a bonding moment, or somebody could be hospitalized. It just depends on the type of time.
real.
you're on. So, all right, I got one more question. What is, for each of you, what is your dude fellas night out rage song?
You go first.
It depends on the night, but sometimes it's International Players Anthem. Because I keep pulling these old 2000s tracks. But that's my era.
In the running
That's my
for
era.
best drop.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
That's a clap, yo.
Yeah,
Woo.
that's like, I mean, because
And that's a drop with lyrics.
It really is the internationals players. Like, that was one of the few pairings in hip hop or music in general that lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
I mean, like when UGK and fucking Outkast came together on a track,
And
you're
I would
like,
say,
what?
You know, Outkast wasn't even supposed to be on it. So I forget who. I think it was 3-6 that was supposed to be on it. And
Wouldn't have been
then
the same.
something
Love 3-6.
happened. Yeah, something happened and it
3-6.
didn't happen. Man, there's a Bun B interview somewhere on the internet. And if you see it and I'm wrong, just that's the interview. Go ahead and watch it. But yeah, it wasn't supposed to be Outkast, and then Outkast ended up getting on it.
Love 3-6. Matter of fact, Who Run It might be like in the second or third tier of drops.
Yeah.
But I would say
Project
International
had that.
Players Anthem might be the best lyrical drop into a song. Because he's rapping from from go,
and his bars the whole way through, all different styles with that beat cut up, and like I mean, it's like 4 different songs in one, really.
Yeah,
I
see,
mean,
my
like,
drive home done changed again. Thanks a lot.
I'm gonna have to do a 2000s playlist for you.
Thank you, please. Oh, shit.
I'm gonna go with Kryptonite. Because growing
I
up,
like that.
Growing up, man, every day when I came home from practice and stuff, being in the shower, turn on Whammo, they had Kryptonite going on, and I was rapping every single lyric, going crazy. So that's
It gets you
definitely up there
moving.
for me. Yeah,
It gets you moving. My sleeper, this is a random ass sleeper, but I think it just came from a moment. This wasn't a song that I typically throw on. We were BU and shout out to B Rossi. We were going to his crib one time, and I played that French Montana Nervous. And that shit just, if you ain't heard French Montana's Nervous, that shit just, that shit just feel good.
Yeah.
It's a good genre. What's your genre, Dave?
I mean, I don't know, man. My like from the gate has always been Man Right Here. Like, I mean, Mystical. Like, I just
We'll take a different nigga to fuck with Mystical.
Yo, I remember.
You know
back
you with some day ones if y'all rocking the Mystical.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like, yo, when I get my first whip, man, I'm dropping this Man Right Here. So yeah,
Damn,
but it's just,
another twist.
yeah, always
To
it's
my
always
drive
the hype
home.
music. Like when
Yo,
I'm like
it's
really in
gonna be
my
driving
shit,
in
like I'm
circles.
just like, yeah.
I'm
Like,
just gonna be driving in circles from here.
Go for a night ride.
I gotta hit like mad eras, mad songs, mad genres of rap. Like, how do I blend Dipset with International Players Anthem with Mystical? What's the order? The proper order?
Oh man, you know what? I would go chill to rage. So whichever one makes
Chill to
you
rage,
kind of rage the most, because you don't want to just like bust out with the energy and your energy doesn't match. So
It's weird because Mystical has a ragey voice and cadence, but his music is really chill.
no, like the Danger Beat is like mad chill.
there's it's moments.
Yeah.
I mean, he can be chill and ragey, but he's also very much ragey. Like his Mystical, the motherfucker screams quite a bit. And
He screams, but I smell smoke. He's screaming the whole time.
no,
but
yeah,
I'm
no.
not,
So all his
I'm
Smoke
not
series is
raging at
like
all.
my favorite. Like it's just like it's my favorite series in rap. Like that, those like 5, 6 like songs that he did, man. Every album, like the Smoke song, like it just. Anyway,
All right, so
we can
let
get
the
on
people
there.
know where they can find y'all. What event do we need to be going to catch y'all? What will you be wearing so I know you'll be around taking these photos? 'Cause I feel like you be
wearing black.
I feel like he
Tracker
come
on this
in.
motherfucker.
I feel like he got like a whole little Batman knapsack or something with a bunch he can suspend from the ceiling, take aerial shots.
man, I'll probably if it's a weekend, I'll probably have my weekender shirt on. If it's a regular weekday, who knows what I'm gonna have on. But y'all can find me at Red Vision. It's red with 2 D's, REDD. Vision spelled regularly on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it may be. If you see me on the street, say what's up. You know, if you see me with a camera, smile real quick. Have a good time.
Yeah, you can find me at the Arie Cole. So that's THE, and then Arie is spelled ARIE_Cole. That's on Instagram. And I DJ a monthly party called Slappers and Bangers. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
It's all trap, hip hop, and R&B, and it's literally just inspired by the parties that we used to go to in high school. But now it's everything that they won't let you play on the South Side, essentially.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where is this
You should
at?
put that on the flyer.
This is at Brillo Box.
Brillo.
Yeah.
That's
Nah, I've
exactly.
been
I
to-
swear
I've
that's
been to a
what you
couple, and I didn't know you at the time.
Yeah.
I've been to a couple, and they'd be a good time.
yeah, Brillo.
Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you.
Every fourth Saturday.
And
of
it's
the month.
wild because we share a weekend with Union, so you could just get your whole hip hop life. Union is the party with Big Phil, Selecta, and oh man, I'm gonna get killed for forgetting the last name.
Well, buddy, Buzzy edited
Is it
it.
still?
Yeah.
not
We've been,
Black Steel. Yep.
Yeah.
Big
Black
Phil,
Steel.
There you go.
Selecta,
That's
Black
the
Steel.
team. Teamwork, making the
Yep.
dream work.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. So they do Friday, and we usually do that Saturday, and so that whole weekend is just a good weekend for music. The fourth weekend of every month. Yeah.
Last weekend, and because they're kind of far apart. But if you're looking like if you out North Hills, you come to one of our shows last weekend, which is a lot of times the fourth weekend.
True.
Then you want to do the let out, you want to do the after jump, go down to the Slappers and Bangers. You'll see us at Bo. You're a different nigga for having V in front of your name. I feel like it's like
V
because it's not even
it's V.
Well,
and then the underscore. I was like, man,
it was all taken. That's why I just carry
out
cards. Like when I tried to do my name, well, you know what? Come to my parties, get me paid, so I can just buy Arie Cole from whoever owns it.
Yeah,
so there you go.
I feel you.
Yeah. All right, they let the people know where they can find it.
Hey, if you're looking for us, you can find us at epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Lips, and Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod.
Hey, listen, we want to thank Red Vision and Arie Cole for coming through, chilling with us. Thank you guys for your contributions to the festival.
Yeah,
it's people like y'all that made that shit pop.
Culture, man.
It's great to see us affecting a great product, us producing, curating, and having a good product happen. You had that shit rocking. You captured it. I'm happy to be upset that I wasn't able to jump in and really like vibe out with y'all because we was working. But y'all motherfuckers is doing the damn thing. Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family.